There was once an old woman who had a daughter, and her daughter went down to the pond one day to bath with other girls. They all stripped all their shifts and went into the water. Then came a snake out of water and glided onto the daughter's shift. After the time the girl all came out and began to put all their shifts, and the old woman's daughter wanted to put hers, but there was a snake lying on it. She tried to drive him away, but there he stuck and would not move. Then the snake said, "If you will marry me, I will give you back your shift." Now she wasn't all inclined to marry him, but the other girls said, "As if it were possible for you to be married to him. Say you will!" So she said, "Very well, I will." Then the snake glided off the shift and went straight into the water. The girl dressed and went home, and as soon as she got there, she said to the mother, "Mammy, mammy, do's and do's. A snake got upon my shift and he says, 'Marry me if I won't let you have your shift.' And I said, 'I will.'" "What nonsense you are talking, you little fool, as if you could marry a snake!" And so they remained as if they were, and forgot all about the matter. A week passed by, and one day they saw ever so many snakes, a huge troop of them, wiggling up to the cottage. "Oh, mammy, save me, save me!" cried the girl, and her mother slammed the door and barred the entrance as quick as possible. The snakes would have rushed in at the door, but the door was shut. They would have rushed into the passage, but the passage was closed. Then in a moment they rolled themselves into the ball, flung themselves at the window, smashed it into pieces, and glided in a body into the room. The girl got upon the stove, but they followed her, pulled her back, and bore her out of the room and out of the doors. Her mother accompanied her, crying like anything. They took girl down to the pond, and dived right into the water with her, and then they turned into the man and woman. The mother remained for some time on the dike, wailed a little, and then went home. 3 years went by. The girl lived down there, and she had 2 children, a son and a daughter. Now she often entered her husband to let her go to see her mother. So the last one day he took her up into the surface of the water and brought her ashore. But she asked him before leaving, "What I am called out when I want you?" "Call out to me, Ossip! Ossip, come here, and I will come," he replied. Then he dived under the water again, and she went to her mother's, carrying her little girl in one arm and leading her boy by the hand. Out came her mother to meet her. She was so delighted to see her. "Good day, mother," said the daughter. "Have you been doing well while you were living down there?" asked the mother. "Very well indeed, mother. My life there is better than yours here." They sat down for a bit and chatted. Her mother got dinner ready for her, and she dined. "What's your husband's name?" asked her mother. "Ossip," she replied. "And how are you to get home?" "I shall go to the dike and call out, 'Ossip, Ossip, come here,' and he will come." "Lie down, daughter, and rest a bit," said the mother. So the daughter lay down and went to sleep. The mother immediately took an axe and sharpened it, and went down to the dike with it. And when she came to the dike she began calling out, "Ossip, Ossip, come here!" No sooner had Ossip shown his head than the old woman lifted her axe and chopped it off, and the water in the pond became dark with blood. The old woman went home, and when she got home her daughter woke. "Oh, mother," says she, "I am getting tired of being here. I will go home." "Do sleep here tonight, daughter. Perhaps you won't have another chance of being with me." So the daughter stayed and spent her night there. In the morning she got up, and her mother got breakfast ready for her. She breakfasted, and then she said good-bye to her mother and went away, carrying her little girl in her arms, while her boy followed behind her. She came to the dike and called out, "Ossip, Ossip, come here!" She called and called, but he did not come. Then she looked away into the water, and then she said, "A hat floating about." Then she guessed what had happened. "Alas! My mother had killed him!" she cried. There on the bank she wept and wailed, and then to her girl she cried, "Fly about as a wren henceforth." And to her boy she cried, "Fly about as a nightingale, my boy, henceforth and evermore." "But I," she said, "will fly about as a cuckoo, crying, 'Cuckoo!' henceforth and evermore."